Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I decided to start a tutorial kind of a tutorial series. So in this series, as you might have already seen the title, it's about Tableau. So I thought why not talk about Tableau, like introduce you what are the features, how you can develop a dashboard and pull in the right data visualizations, and this will go parts by parts. And not just that, I am not just willing to take this as a tutorial but also like an interview preparation, because when you learn stuff, right, you have to have a thought in your mind where how could you use this at work perspective. At the same time, you need to be prepared at certain questions. Like in interviews they might ask a normal or simple question which might not strike due to the stress or interview anxiety. So that's when I thought why not give a tutorial based video. At the same time, in the end I'll be covering the Tableau interview questions related to the session that has been taken before. So let's get started. Hi guys, so in this you can see the screen that already I have the Tableau public website open. So here when you sign up, it opens a page where you can download the Tableau public. So Tableau, it is a business intelligence tool for visually analyzing the data. We can also create creative and interactive shareable dashboards to analyze trends, variations in the form of graph and just simple numbers, right? Or just simple numbers. So the audience for this tutorial is basically beginner level. I'm starting from scratch, so it's a beginner level tutorial. So basically you have this website. This is the Tableau public. So why did I start with Tableau public? Because this is a free version, guys. You don't have to pay for anything to use Tableau tool. So that's what I'm using here. But there are certain licensed version available, and that's what they are. Those are the tools that are used in your companies or organizations. So I'm not downloading that because I do not have license. You need to pay for it to get the license key. So I'm just using the Tableau public. So this is the website for downloading the Tableau public. And once you sign up for Tableau public, it goes to a page where it tells to install. So you will get that installer. You can go on by downloading each, going through just next steps, and then it's a smooth process. Nothing much there to talk about. So I have already downloaded the software, guys. So that's why I'm not going through the whole process. It's just a simple installation process. So let's open the Tableau public. So now that we have the Tableau public open, guys, we can now start with connecting to a sample sheet. So let me just connect with the sample sheet to just showcase, to show what are the commands and stuff like that. Okay, so let me start with opening a sample data set. So that's that so Tableau public is basically a platform where all of many data visualization or data enthusiasts use to develop their skills in data visualization. They do develop dashboards and present it. So I'll start with the sample data set. So I've downloaded the sample superstore data. This is the one of the most common or sample data set. So I'm downloading this file so that I can link it to the Tableau tool, public tool. So the file has been downloaded. So now let me connect to Microsoft Excel, because the data set that I downloaded is an Excel format. So it is processing the request, guys. So that this is how it shows. It shows that it's executing a query. Mostly executing query it just says that it's in progress, and elapsed time is also shown. It just gives us the time on how much time has passed in connecting to the data source. Now that the data is loaded, you can see that it already has 4 sheets prepared. So we can just drag and drop 4 sheets. The cell data is consist of 4 sheets. So that's how it's loaded here. Let's drag and drop here so that it brings into the Tableau and data. Alright. So now that is done, we can see that there are already certain things populating, like for example, field names provided. You can see here it says go to the worksheet. So now we go to the worksheet. We can now let me tell you on what are the basics that you need to understand when starting into Tableau data visualization. Let's go through the menu commands. So we have around more than 8 menu commands. The first is actually the first one is called file. So file, apparently by just viewing this you need to open a new Tableau. Public, you have show start option. These are the most important you need to know. And we have managed profile. These are not required actually, guys. So it's just workbook local is where on basically what user you are you an automatic user, English user, but that doesn't make any difference if you know or not know. So the second command is data command, and here is when you need to add another data. Like you need to, if you want to add another data, like you might have already seen in the previous loading the order sheet, you have noticed there are other sheets as well, right, from sample superstore. So you can go and just drag and drop the another one and have it populated you here with your data. So that's the purpose of new data source. And worksheet is tells us what are the things that you can do in worksheet. So you can create a new worksheet. You can develop actions within a worksheet. You can include tooltips, and you can have you can just click on these to show in your worksheet. So right now these two are provided are checked. For example, show title, you can see sheet 1 is shown. So that's what called show title. Show caption is not checked. Show summary is not checked. Show cards are not checked. And show cards are nothing but the column shelf, row shelf, and so some of these are already checked, which I'll go through in detail. And we also have show control, uh, sort control. So sort control is when you click on or build, when you pull on any dimensions or measures, these two grayed out arrow marks or any boxes with arrows will be highlighted. In dashboard menu, you can see it's similar to the worksheet menu, which you can create a new dashboard, but some of these are grayed out because now currently you are viewing the worksheet page. So that's why it's not there. Similar to how dashboards are collection of worksheets, story are collection of dashboards. And analysis is something that you need to know, guys, because this is where you create the calculated fields, any want to layout that you want to add. You want to find the percentage of certain table row at certain level. So all this is when where you use analysis commands. For the map, you can see we can have background images added or background maps added. Since we do have city, country, latitude, longitude data, some background maps and images. So that's why it's popping up. If your data set does not have such details, it would be grayed out. The next menu is format menu. So format menu, as you might all be known by the title says, it uses this commands for formatting your worksheet. Format your workbook, your font, alignment, shading, borders, lines, animations, or any references that you want to show, or annotations, or any title, field labels that you want to open, you want to show to the stakeholders. And also add in filters, legends, highlighters, or parameters. So parameters are basically something that you will need to do later in the tutorial. The next is the server menu is used to log into Tableau server. Mostly they are used to publish workbook or publish data source. And here you are not seeing that because this is a Tableau public software, right? But if you are using Tableau desktop, you will come across two options under server is to publish your workbook or publish data source. And the next menu is Windows, shows what are the things that you want to show. Like you want to go to presentation mode or show toolbar, status bar, sidebar. There's nothing fancy here. And the last one command is help. This is where you can know what is the version of your Tableau. Public, you do have community training, how it works. So that's about it. And let me tell you on how do you understand what is the basic flow of creating a design at the data source, guys. So similar to what I've already shown, I have connected to an Excel sheet, right, or Excel file. So that's the first most step that you need to do is to connect data source. The second is to build the data views, or at least build the data views, or if it is an already existing, you can enhance the data view. So here we can build the data view, right? So now you have certain dimensions, you have measures. So that is what called building the data views. And the third step is to create worksheet. So this is the worksheet that you're seeing, and here this is the space where you develop data visualization according to what analysis you want to perform, and see the trends or provide any insights to your stakeholder. So this is what you do for the third step. And the fourth is to organize dashboard. So as I already told you before, dashboards are collection of worksheets. So in the bottom you can see sheet 1 is sheet, but you can, if you go to this cursor, this is the second icon here that depicts dashboard. So if I go here, you can see that dashboard 1 has been created, and it populates the left hand side of the pane. You can see there are a couple of sheets that are created. So currently we do only have one sheet, which is a blank sheet. So you can only create your dashboard. So that's the dashboard. So that's the fourth step. Create a story. Story is nothing but the third icon here that you see, new story, right? So once if you click that, see, you can see that you can pull in your sheets, you can pull in your dashboards. So story is basically another collection of dashboards and sheets. So this is the final flow, this is the complete design. So the next I would like to talk about the Tableau file types. We do have several types there. So the first and foremost basic common one, it is .twb. It contains information on every sheet and dashboard that is present in the workbook, and it was also the details of the fields with you, and also the formulas applied, aggregations. So this file has every details, contains the source connection information and any metadata information created. So that's all about the Tableau workbook.twb. There is another Tableau file type which is called the Tableau packaged workbook. So this contains the detail of a workbook and local data that is used in the analysis. So the main purpose of having this file type is that it's a packaged version, right? So the main purpose is to share this with another Tableau desktop or any Tableau reader users, assuming that they do not need any data from the server. So that's the whole. They don't have to load the data once again. So that's why it's called the Tableau pack. Another file type is called the Tableau data source, which is depicted as .tds. So the details of the connections are used to create the Tableau report are stored in this file, and so basically it only has the data source connection which will have any visualization stored. The similar thing is here is another file type which is called the Tableau package data source. Here the file is similar to TDS file, but with an addition of the data connection along with the connection details. So that's all about it. So now that we have gone through several file types of Tableau, let's go into identifying what are the dimensions and measures. So dimensions and measures are nothing but the basic components of data in Tableau. The fields that cannot be aggregated in a category. We have city, country, customer ID, name, dates. We have other IDs like order ID, product ID, row ID. So as per the name, you can very well say that these cannot be aggregated, right? That's why they are mentioned as dimensions. Dimensions are something that you are layering your numbers according to the level of detail. So that's what basically dimensions are for. And there are another component that you need to know is called the measure. So the next section, so there is a separation here if you can clearly see. So this side of the section is for measures. So this is where you get the data fields where you can aggregate. Like we have discount, we have profit, we have quantity, we have sales. Latitude and latitude is nothing but are the coordinates that is present in the sample data set that we loaded to build a map. So when you only have a longitude or latitude, you can build a map. So these numbers that you can aggregate or aggregate in any manner are called measure. So that's about it, guys. And these are the things, basic things that you need to know. So that is all, guys. Next tutorial, I will go through with this. Go through with what are the different charts that you can develop. But in order to do that, you need to bring in or drag in certain dimensions or measures. So that let us look into that on the next tutorial video. So that's the end of the video now, and let's go and jump into what are the different interview questions that can come up with these things that we have discussed. So the first and foremost question that you basically get is a most commonly asked question is how will you differentiate between a dimension and measure? So similar to that, we need to understand what are dimensions. So dimensions, as I already shown, are the qualitative values, whereas measures contain numeric or quantitative values that you can measure. And another difference is you can categorize and segment the details in your data for by using the dimensions, and measures can only be aggregated. And some of the examples you can ask on the interview, you can give them some examples for dimensions as category, city, customer ID, and for the measures you can profit, sales, profit, discount. So those are the examples that you can provide. Another important question, what are the different Tableau file types? So as I already mentioned, at least two that you need to mention to make sure that to make the interviewer aware that you are someone who have knowledge in Tableau, is which is basically you need to talk about what is Tableau workbook and what is Tableau package workbook. So Tableau workbook, as I already mentioned, it contains all the information about the sheet and dashboard. It also contains the details of the fields that are that's been used to apply that's been used to develop the view, and it contains a data source connection and any metadata that is needed. But in the Tableau Backpage workbook, it contains the details of the workbook as well as the local data that is used in the analysis. So the difference between these two is that packaged workbook, you can basically share this package workbook to others where they don't have to have the data ready at hand. They can just literally open it and have, because the data is locally stored there. So that's why it's called Tableau package workbook. So this difference should be specifically told. Another interview question is what explain the difference between Tableau dashboard, story, and workbook. So as I already mentioned, a workbook is basically a Tableau workbook or a file that consists of all these three sheets: dashboard, and story. A worksheet contains a single view along with the shelves, legends, and data pane. So a dashboard is a collection of views. It can be a collection of multiple sheets or a single. And a story is a collection of sequence of worksheets and or dashboards. So that is all, guys, for the tutorial, the first part of the tutorial. If you like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe. And I will catch you for the next part of the tutorial. Bye.